Have you ever wondered how someone can disappear without a single trace? No noise, no clue, just gone. Tonight, we dive into a mystery that kept an entire town awake for months. It was a warm summer night in a quiet neighborhood. Streetlights cast long shadows, and the air was still. At exactly midnight, a young girl walked out of her home. She never came back. Her name was Emily Hart. She was only 17. The police were called within hours. Neighbors claimed they saw nothing unusual. Friends said she was happy that day. Yet something didn't add up. The clock kept ticking, and with every hour, hope faded. By the end of this video, you will learn about the shocking twist the investigation uncovered. A detail so small, it almost went unnoticed, but it changed everything. Stick with me until the end, and I promise you'll see the case in a way you've never imagined before. Detectives began their work before sunrise. The first step was simple: retrace Emily's last movements. They searched her bedroom. Nothing was out of place. Her phone lay on the desk, battery dead. Her shoes were gone. Police spoke to her parents. They swore Emily never left the house at night. Then, they interviewed her best friend, Sarah. Sarah said Emily had sent her a message at 11:45 p.m. It read, "I need to tell you something. Meet me outside." But Sarah was already asleep. She didn't see it until morning. Security cameras from nearby houses showed Emily walking down the street. She wore a light jacket and carried a small bag. Then the footage ended. The next camera down the road had been broken for months. Every second after that was a blank space, one the police were desperate to fill. The first real lead came 3 days later. A store owner, 2 blocks from Emily's home, called the police. He had checked his security footage after hearing about the case. At 12:07 a.m., a girl matching Emily's description walked past the shop. She wasn't alone. Beside her was a tall figure in a dark hoodie. The camera caught only a side view. The stranger's face was hidden. Emily didn't look scared, but her pace was quick, as if she was trying to keep up. Detectives zoomed in on the footage. They noticed something strange. The figure carried a heavy duffel bag, one that looked old and worn. But when the police searched the area, there was no sign of either of them. This small clue became the center of the entire investigation. Whoever that person was, they might be the key to finding Emily. Police went door to door, showing the blurry image of the hooded figure. Most people shook their heads. Then, an elderly man who lived near the edge of town spoke up. He said he'd seen someone like that before, hanging around the old train station late at night. Detectives headed there at once. The station was abandoned, its windows boarded up, its walls covered in faded graffiti. Inside, the air smelled of dust and rust. Flashlights cut through the darkness as officers searched every corner. In one of the empty rooms, they found footprints in the dust. One set small, one set large. Next to them lay an empty water bottle and a torn piece of fabric. The fabric was from a light jacket. Emily's parents confirmed it looked like hers. The search of a train station had just turned the case from a missing person into something far more serious. For days, the police combed through the train station and the surrounding tracks. Then, a breakthrough came from an unlikely place: a taxi driver. He reported picking up a tall man in a dark hoodie near the station at 1:15 a.m. that night. The driver remembered him clearly because of the heavy duffel bag he struggled to lift into the trunk. When asked if anyone else was with him, the driver hesitated. Then he said, "I think there was someone inside the bag. It moved." This statement shook the investigation. If true, it meant Emily could have been taken away without a single witness on the streets. The taxi's destination was a remote area by the river, miles from town. Detectives knew they had to act fast. The river could hide many secrets, and time was running out. Before sunrise, police units surrounded the riverbank. The air was cold, mist curling over the dark water. Search teams moved in with dogs, boats, and divers. The ground was muddy, with deep tracks from a car that had recently been there. Near the edge, officers found the duffel bag, half buried under reeds. It was empty, soaked, and smelled faintly of perfume. Emily's perfume. The zipper was broken, as if it had been forced open. Divers searched for hours, pulling up debris, but no sign of Emily. The case grew colder by the minute. Still, detectives refused to give up. They believed the hooded figure was close, watching, maybe even blending in with the search crowds. Somewhere out there, someone knew exactly what happened at midnight. The break came from a single fingerprint found on the broken zipper of the duffel bag. Forensics rushed the results, and within hours, the name came back: Daniel Cross, a local drifter with a long history of petty theft and trespassing. He'd never been tied to anything violent until now. Detectives tracked Daniel to a rundown motel on the outskirts of town. When they arrived, his room was empty. On the bed lay a crumpled map of the surrounding woods, marked with a red X. Police teams moved into the woods immediately. The dense trees blocked out the sun, making it feel like night even in daylight. Every step brought them closer to the marked spot. The silence was heavy. Then, one of the officers called out. They'd found something. Half buried under leaves was a torn light jacket. It matched Emily's exactly. The discovery of the jacket sent a chill through the search team. They dug carefully, fearing what they might find. Beneath the jacket was a small metal box. Inside were photographs, blurry, taken at night. Each one showed Emily in different places around town, always unaware she was being watched. But there was no body, no clear sign of where she had gone. Daniel Cross was caught 2 days later, hiding in an abandoned barn. Under questioning, he refused to speak. He only smiled, a slow, unsettling grin. Without Emily, the case remained open, but the evidence painted a dark picture. She had been followed, planned for, and taken. The police still urge anyone with information to come forward. Emily's family hasn't stopped searching, and maybe, somewhere, she's still out there, waiting to be found. If you've watched until now, you know, the smallest detail can crack the biggest mystery.